tackles than Brian Urlacher, rivaled Ray Lewis in production, and played in an astonishing 256 consecutive games without missing a single one. Yet despite his dominance, he was constantly overlooked. An undrafted player who fought for every ounce of respect he earned. London Fletcher's story is one of perseverance, leadership, and a relentless excellence, proving that greatness isn't always measured by fame, but in impact. So let's go back and find out where this all began. Fletcher was born on May 19, 1975 in Cleveland, Ohio, a city known for its deep sports history but also its economic struggles. Growing up in a tough neighborhood, Fletcher faced numerous obstacles that would shape his resilience and work ethic. His upbringing was far from easy, as he navigated an environment where opportunities were scarce and hardship was a daily reality. Fletcher attended Villa Angela St. Joseph High School, a private Catholic school known for its competitive athletics. However, he was more focused on basketball than football during this time.
I didn't play pee-wee football, flag, any youth league football or anything like that. I didn't play tackle football until I was a senior in high school. And I was
a senior in high school.
Yeah, I was a point guard. I was a basketball player. Yeah, that's what
you're the Baron Davis.
Standing around 5'10", even in his early teenage years, he wasn't the typical size for a football player, especially a linebacker. On the court though, he played with intensity and skill, proving himself as a formidable competitor. Fletcher was able to bring home 2 state titles for St. Joseph during his time on the court. And the sport was his first love, and he initially saw it as his path to college. Though he participated in football, Fletcher wasn't considered a top prospect. While some schools did offer him football scholarships, he instead chose to take an opportunity to play basketball at St. Francis University in Pennsylvania, a small Division I program. This decision would seem to set him on a different trajectory than the one that would later define his career. At St. Francis, Fletcher continued to display the same intensity that made him a standout in high school. However, as time went on, he began to realize that his path in basketball might be limited. Though talented, he wasn't receiving the kind of attention needed to turn a collegiate basketball career into a professional one. It was during this period that he made a pivotal decision, one that would alter his future forever. Realizing that his physicality, leadership, and relentless motor might serve him better in football, he transferred to John Carroll University, a Division III school in Ohio, where he would pursue a football career. This transition was anything but conventional. Moving from Division I basketball to Division III football was an unusual route, and it reinforced the idea that Fletcher would have to fight for every opportunity. At John Carroll, he had no guarantees, no major spotlight, and no expectation of an NFL future. But what he did have was an unwavering belief in himself, a chip on his shoulder, and a relentless work ethic that would soon make him impossible to ignore. Despite being a latecomer to the college football scene, his instincts, speed, and ability to diagnose plays quickly set him apart. During his junior year, Fletcher had established himself as the best defensive player on the team.
Tackle made by London Fletcher.
His sideline-to-sideline range and relentless energy became trademarks of his play style. In the 1997, his senior season, Fletcher put together one of the most dominant individual performances in school history. He recorded 202 total tackles, an almost unheard of number in a single season. His ability to read offenses, react instantly, and explode towards the ball carrier made him a nightmare for opposing teams. For his efforts, he was named the Division III Linebacker of the Year and earned All-American honors. Despite the dominance, Fletcher remained largely overlooked by the broader football world. Playing at a Division III school meant limited exposure, and while scouts were beginning to take notice, he was still not considered a surefire NFL prospect. Many NFL teams focus on prospects from powerhouse programs, leaving Fletcher fighting an uphill battle just to get a shot at the next level. John Carroll University, a school more known for producing corporate executives than NFL players, had never sent a linebacker to the league. However, during the 1998 NFL Combine, Fletcher ran a 4.38 40-yard dash, which should have given him NFL recognition, but the prevailing belief was that his lack of size and level of competition he faced would make it difficult for him to transition to the NFL. Despite one of the most dominant defenders in all of college football, regardless of the division, he went undrafted in the 1998 NFL Draft. While some players might have seen this as an end to their football dream, Fletcher saw it as just another hurdle to overcome. He spent his entire career being underestimated, and this was no different. Fletcher signed with the St. Louis Rams in 1998, a long shot to make the team. Initially viewed as a little more than a camp body, he quickly turned heads with his relentless motor and football IQ. Despite his size, his instincts and tackling ability made him impossible to ignore. He made the team as a special teams player and a backup linebacker, but by the end of his rookie season, coaches were already taking notice of his ability to diagnose plays and deliver bone-crushing hits. In 1999, Fletcher's career took a major leap forward. When starting linebacker Mike Jones transitioned to a different role, Fletcher stepped into the starting middle linebacker position. That year, he led the team in tackles and became a crucial piece of the Rams' defense. His ability to stuff the run and cover the entire field helped balance out the team's offensive juggernaut, known as the greatest show on turf.
I still believe that that collection of talent and what we accomplish consistently as the greatest show on turf, that it's the best offense that the NFL has ever seen.
The Rams finished the 1999 season with a 13-3 record, steamrolling through the playoffs and reaching Super Bowl 34 against the Tennessee Titans.
On January 30th, 2000, two teams faced the chance of a lifetime. Win one game and be named champions of the world. The atmosphere of Super Bowl 34 would heat up to explosive levels.
In one of the most dramatic finishes in Super Bowl history, the Rams secured a 23-16 victory with Fletcher making key tackles throughout the game. Though his play was overshadowed by offensive stars like Kurt Warner, Marshall Faulk, and Isaac Bruce, and Mike Jones' iconic last-second tackle,
the Rams win by a yard.
Fletcher led the game in tackles, firmly establishing himself as a defensive leader. Over the next 2 seasons, Fletcher continued to be the heartbeat of the Rams' defense. He posted career highs in tackles, led the team in defensive stops, and became the vocal leader of a unit that struggled at times, but was always a reliable presence in the middle of the field, even helping them reach the Super Bowl once again, where they ultimately lost to Tom Brady and the Patriots. Despite his contributions, the Rams chose not to re-sign him after the 2001 season, opting instead to go in a different direction at linebacker. At just 26 years old and coming off multiple 100 tackle seasons, Fletcher hit free agency looking for a new home. Once again, despite proving himself on the field, he found himself overlooked compared to bigger linebacker names. It was a pattern that would follow him throughout his career, but as always, Fletcher was ready to prove his doubters wrong. He would sign with the Buffalo Bills in 2002, where he would cement himself as one of the most reliable linebackers in the NFL. From the moment he arrived in Buffalo, Fletcher became the heart and soul of the defense, taking over as the team's middle linebacker and defensive signal caller. He was not just a consistent presence on the field, but also an influential leader in the locker room, setting the tone with a relentless work ethic. For 5 straight seasons, Fletcher led the team in tackles every single year, showcasing his incredible durability and consistency. He recorded over 100 tackles in each season, frequently ranking among the NFL's leaders in total stops. His 2002 campaign saw him register 147 tackles, solidifying himself as an indispensable part of the Bills' defense. In 2003, he continued to shine with 133 tackles and 2 sacks, remaining a strong presence on the field for the Bills. Buffalo's defense fluctuated during Fletcher's tenure, but his presence was a stabilizing force. His ability to diagnose plays and direct the defense helped elevate those around him, making him a coach on the field. Whether defending the run or dropping into coverage, he performed at an elite level, often without the recognition afforded to some of his contemporaries. Despite his elite production, Fletcher continued to be overlooked when it came to the Pro Bowl, often overshadowed by linebacker Ray Lewis and Brian Urlacher. Year after year, Fletcher would put up numbers comparable or even better to his peers, but his status as an undrafted Division III player seemed to work against him in the national spotlight. Even in Buffalo, he could sometimes be underappreciated by the fans and media, despite his consistent leadership. His best statistical season with Buffalo came in 2006, when he recorded a career-high 157 tackles, 2.5 sacks, 4 interceptions, and 14 passes defended, numbers that rivaled the quote best linebackers in the league. Yet even after that dominant performance, he was once again snubbed from the Pro Bowl. The lack of accolades didn't deter Fletcher though, as he remained focused on his job and playing at the highest level in every game. As his contract neared its end, Fletcher remained remained one of the most productive linebackers in the league. However, despite his contributions, Buffalo allowed him to walk in free agency, opting to not re-sign him. Once again, Fletcher found himself undervalued and searching for a new home, determined to prove that he still had plenty left in the tank. His time in Buffalo had solidified his reputation as a reliable but underestimated linebacker in the NFL, and yet his best was still yet to come. In 2007, Fletcher signed a 5-year deal with the Washington Redskins, bringing his leadership and elite production to a new defense. Almost immediately, he became the backbone of the team, taking over as middle linebacker and defensive captain. His ability to read offenses and direct his teammates and make plays in both the run and pass game made him invaluable. Fletcher's presence also helped mentor younger players, and his leadership helped Washington's defense become one of the most disciplined units in the league. As had been the case throughout his career, Fletcher's consistency was remarkable. Over the course of the 7 seasons in Washington, he never missed a game, continuing his streak of playing in every single game of his NFL career. He recorded 100+ tackles in each of his seasons with Washington, extending his streak of consecutive 100 tackle seasons to an astonishing 14 years, a testament to his durability and work ethic. He was a vital component of the team's defensive scheme, trusted to lead the unit on the field and make pre-snap adjustments, and be in the right place at the right time. His relentless energy, even as he aged, allowed him to keep up with players nearly a decade younger than him. Despite being one of the most productive linebackers in the league, Fletcher still struggled to receive national recognition. For years, he was snubbed from the Pro Bowl, even while outplaying many of his peers. His first Pro Bowl selection finally came in 2009, after years of being overlooked. He would go on to earn 4 consecutive Pro Bowl nods from 2009 to 2012, finally receiving some long overdue recognition. While some players relied on name recognition to achieve accolades, Fletcher had proved himself every single year, a burden that he carried throughout his career. His most dominant statistical season came in 2011 when he led the NFL with 166 tackles at the age of 36, proving that even in the twilight of his career, he was still one of the best at his position. 3 forced fumbles and 8 passes defended, displaying the versatility and coverage. In 2002, he was named second team All-Pro, a prestigious honor further solidifying the legacy he had relentlessly pursued. At 37 years old, he was still playing at an elite level, showcasing the ability to adapt and remain dominant despite the natural decline that comes with age. Fletcher's leadership extended beyond the field. He was one of the most respected voices in the locker room and widely regarded as one of the smartest defensive minds in the league. Younger players looked up to him, and his preparation, professionalism, and relentless motor became the standard in Washington's locker room. He was the unquestioned leader. Even as the team struggled in certain seasons, he continued to set an example through his play and attitude. Fletcher played his final season in 2013, once again serving as Washington's defensive leader. At the age of 38, he still managed to start every single game, bringing his career total to 256 consecutive games played, a remarkable feat for a linebacker. By the time he retired, he amassed 2,039 tackles, ranking him second all-time behind Ray Lewis. Even in his final season, Fletcher was an impact player, recording 111 tackles, 2 sacks, and an interception, proving that he still had plenty left in the tank when he walked away. Though he never received widespread acclaim that some of his peers enjoyed, Fletcher left behind a legacy of hard work, leadership, and undeniable production. He had beaten the odds at every step, from an overlooked high school recruit to an undrafted player to an elite linebacker and even a Super Bowl champion. His career remains a testament to perseverance and an undeniable case for the Hall of Fame. To this day, fans and analysts continue to argue Fletcher's career deserves more recognition, and his impact on the game is still felt in countless players he influenced and inspired along the way. Despite his undeniable impact, Fletcher has yet to be enshrined in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, a glaring omission that continues to fuel debate. His career numbers are comparable, if not superior, to those of several Hall of Fame linebackers. With the second most tackles in NFL history and 256 consecutive games played, it's a testament to his durability and longevity. Few linebackers in NFL history have demonstrated the same level of consistency, leadership, and production over a 16-year career. What was your favorite part of London Fletcher's career? Let me know in the comments below.